Aakash Trivedi. He is the founder and director of Metro Redesigners. His vision is to motivate and evolve in architectural planning and construction by incorporating the essence of engineering. As a civil engineer, a sense of moral responsibility motivates him to improve his projects continuously. Mr. Aakash is currently pursuing his PGDM in Project Management, where he is studying the importance of schedule and strict monitoring, which is regarded as a critical component in making any project profitable. His experience in residential high rise, hospital and healthcare, and school building has helped him think outside the box and have a dynamic approach. So let's welcome Mr. Aakash.
So the mindset behind selecting this topic was to reach the poorest of the poor, right? The sustainability starts from the very small sector till the developed countries, USA we can talk about, right? So that was the only motive to select this topic, small steps and big leap. So this is about me, founder director PGDM. Thank you for the introduction. So now what is sustainability? Before we go into the deep, let us understand what is sustainability. Basically, it is the development that meets the present needs without compromising the ability of future generation. Basically, what our actions will have the result tomorrow, right? This is the definition given by the UNESCO, not this is not mine. So this is rightly said that whatever we are using today and how we sustain our life with the restricted demand to cater the service of the future generation. That is what sustainability means. We don't have planet B. There is no planet where we can go and survive once the human species is extincted from this. So this is what will give the ability for future generation to sustain in their life, right? Now overshoot day is the concept which I want everyone to know about. This the overshoot day is something where the extraction from the earth versus generation of natural resources in the earth, right? The overshoot day is getting और वो कम होते जा रहा है बिकॉज वहां पे अभी जो हो रहा है कि हम जितना एक्सट्रैक्ट कर रहे हैं वर्सेस जितना हम जनरेट कर रहे हैं, करेक्ट, उसमें जो डिफरेंस आ रहा है उसके कारण if you can see my slide, 2015 में it was 13th of August overshoot day, 2017 में it came to 2nd August, 2022 this year it is 28th July. You can see how fast we are using this natural resources, right? So evolution of concept of sustainability, please don't read all this, I'll just take you through very quickly. Evolution of concept of the sustainability is 1960 में तो ये वर्ड ही नहीं करता कि sustainability करके भी कोई चीज होती है, ठीक है? It is during 1970 we realized कि हाँ अब कुछ इफेक्ट आ रहा है, एंड देन वी स्टार्टेड विद द साइंटिफिक रिसर्च ऑन दिस. दैट इज व्हेन द नेचुरल लिमिट का कॉन्सेप्ट केम ऑन दिस प्लैनेट. दैट इज नाउ वी हैव टू सेट दिस लिमिट्स कि बस अब यहाँ पे हमको ये नेचुरल लिमिट लगानी है कि नोबडी विल एक्सट्रैक्ट गोइंग फर्दर देन दिस, राइट? सो देन कमिंग टू 1980s and 90s, people could actually feel the consequences. They were aware of this. They started putting pressure on institution, governments. There were many pressure groups formed, those who were behind this ki sustainability, climate change was real and everything, correct? So that time this pay principle, profit pay principle was, polluter pay principle was came into existence, where the one who will pollute will pay was the concept in 1990. I'm talking about. In today in the current period 2022, we have carbon trading as a concept where we will be held for our actions, where we will be paying whatever will be polluting. So yes, so in 1987 the environment and development, this concept of sustainable development came into existence. The sustainable development that we are talking about, it actually, this word was coined in the year 1987, which is just 35-40 years. This concept is very new as of now. That is the reason I mentioned earlier that we are still improvising in this field. This is too early that we have just stepped in. This will take another 100-200 years to make it cost effective, to make it durable, and everything which we talked about, right? So yes, in 1990-2000 all the international debate has started. We have started signing convention of parties. We have started with all the conventions, Montreal Convention, there is Kyoto Protocol and everything we have started with. Coming back to 2015, the Paris Agreement. This agreement is so important in the as far as the sustainable development is concerned. It talk about all the sustainable development goal of which there are total 21 goals, but internationally accepted are 17, which set the agenda for 2030. What as a country we need to do, what as a country other countries has to do to keep the pollution, to keep the global warming at a minimal level, right? For example, I'll tell you कि एक lake है, right? Let's take this example. एक lake है, वो pollute हो गई है already, right? So now what we are doing, we are making production based reduction. तो अब उस चीज को reduce करने के लिए हम एक WTP लगाएंगे, which is water treatment plant, right? The thinking has to now go in a dynamic way. Now we have to think कि जो production based हमने pollution किया है उसको consumption level पे हम कैसे रोकें. Instead of putting a water treatment plant, how can we reduce at the consumption level, right? So wo pollute hi now. That is the approach now we need to follow, and I think at some extent we are following. But yes, again, I would like to mention this is a very new topic, so this will take time, right? Now coming back to the whole theme of this talk, the evolution in architectural designing. So here I would like to introduce two concepts which I've been studying, which I've been following. That is Miyawaki technique and the biomimicry inspiration. Right, my colleagues will of course know about this. They might have searched about this. They might have read about this. Yes. So Miyawaki technique is something. I just start my video. So Miyawaki technique talk about the urban forestry, right? The urban forest which we are going to make now. The urban forest is the need of the hour, since we have the India is divided into the rural India, जो थोड़ा पिछड़ा इलाका होता है, द गांव साइड वाला एरिया, और एक होता है रूरल, जो हम शहरी लोग जो होते हैं, राइट? सो अब इसमें क्या हो रहा है कि जो रूरल साइड है वहाँ तो दे आर स्टिल यूजिंग दिस द गोबर गैस, दे आर स्टिल यूजिंग वहाँ पे तो प्लास्टरिंग में भी दे आर यूजिंग दिस द excrete of cow, right? Which is again sustainable, right? We may not like it, but again it is very sustainable. So let's go forward and look what is Miyawaki and biomimicry. Okay, so Miyawaki is the urban forest, right? Urban forest, this is a Japanese technique basically. So in Japan, what happened, they found out that the construction and development was moving with so big pace that the forest reduction was so huge. Even the authorities, those who were making a study, who were publishing the study on this, were shocked to see that at what rate the reduction in forest cover was happening in Japan. We all know about Hiroshima, Nagasaki, how the bomb blast has happened there, the atomic bombs, and how it got vanished off. So this was the concept which introduced, and they have started urban forestry at the household level. Again, I'm saying, as even Uttamaditya ji also mentioned, that sustainability comes with the sustainable life, the choice which you make, right? So this is what they made compulsorily for all the Japanese people to have a backyard. If you'll see the Japan's house from the before the 2000, they had a backyard. Even if you might have seen the cartoons of Japanese, they show the bungalow, they show the landscape, the backyard and everything. Yes, so that was very interesting. Now coming back to the advantage of this Miyawaki is it improves CO2 absorption. So what is CO2 absorption? It is basically sequestration. The oceans, the forest, they all absorb the CO2 and they keep it in themselves. So when we destroy the forest, the CO2 get released, which ultimately result in global warming, result in greenhouse gases, etc. Correct. Again, the reduced noise and dust. We all know how plant absorb dust, and it don't allow it to come till our doorsteps. Yes. Now the main advantage of this Miyawaki, the urban forest, the name itself states, required only 20 square feet to start with. Can you imagine? Just 20 square feet to start with this Miyawaki urban forest, and you are moving in the way of sustainable lifestyle. So this is what actually caught my eye. So and in Mumbai, you can see the Hindustan Time News I've quoted. Indian Navy develops Mumbai largest this Miyawaki forest, where they have in Mumbai actually various places they have did in Malad, in Borivali, again in Vadala they have made this. If you can search on this, you'll be amazed to see the results as well. Now going ahead with biomimicry. Basically biomimicry is the concept where we take inspiration कि नेचर में क्या हो रहा है, राइट? नेचर में क्या हो रहा है, ठीक है, एक बर्ड है वो उड़ रहा है, तो हाउ इज एबल टू फ्लाई, राइट, तो हमने उसे एरोप्लेन का डिजाइन निकाला, राइट. सो बेसिकली बायोमिमिक्री इज टू लर्न फ्रॉम नेचर. आई डोंट नो इफ यू माइट नो कि एक बहुत फेमस डायलॉग है दयानंद सरस्वती जी का, ही इज फ्रॉम द आर्य समाज. उन्होंने बोला था, यू नो, ये मॉडर्न एरा में बैक टू वेदास, मतलब वेदास में जो लिखा हुआ है, लेट्स गो बैक टू दैट, यू नो, टेक इंस्पिरेशन फ्रॉम हिस्ट्री एंड यू विल बी सक्सेसफुल इन लाइफ. दिस इज व्हाट बायोमिमिक्री इज ऑल टुगेदर टॉक अबाउट, राइट, द concept of taking inspiration from nature. The picture which I have quoted is from UAE Pavilion. This is inspired by the falcon bird. I have also quoted the image there. This bird is the national bird of UAE. They have integrated this building so well. The wings which you see of the falcon is integrated with photovoltaic the panels which harvest energy based on the flow of winds. Imagine now, the wind changes, the sun position allow you to keep your building cool and at the same time harvest energy to use it at the later stage is so amazing. So basically this is a LEED Platinum certified project. Now what LEED Platinum certified project means, that this LEED is the US agency which certify the projects to be sustainable based on ratings. In India we have IGBCI, which is Indian Green Building Council of India something. So this is equivalent to LEED. So if anybody in the audience, if anybody is listening, maybe if you are willing to go in the sustainable way for creating in the construction industry, kindly go through the document of IGBCI. You will get all the steps and ratings in what material you should use, which material has what rating, how you can, you know, gain ratings and can certify your building as a IGBCI. So I am doing a project now which is a school project. We are making a state of art boss. This is intellectual disabled children's school. The name of the trust is Suryoday Trust, for whom I'm working right now. We are making a building which we are going to register for the green building in Vasai in Mumbai. So yes, we are into process of this. Next is Council House 2 of Melbourne. I don't know if you might have heard about this. I just take you quickly to this. This structure is inspired by termite mound. The दीमक जिसे हम कहते हैं, प्लाई में जो दीमक लगती है उसका जो घर होता है, जैसे आंट का घर होता है वैसे टर्माइट का माउंड होता है. तो नाउ इमेजिन हम एज अ ह्यूमन स्पीशीज विद, यू नो, इवॉल्व्ड नॉलेज की हमारा, यू नो, हमारा कॉग्निटिव डेवलपमेंट इतना हो गया है, तो भी हम उस लेवल का सोच नहीं पा रहे जितना एक दीमक सोच पा रहा है. जब एक दीमक अपना घर बनाता है, जब एक दीमक अपना माउंड बनाता है, राइट, ही थिंक्स ऑफ वेंटिलेशन. वो उसमें बनाता है कि कैसे मेरी गर्म हवा ऊपर जाएगी, कैसे वो अपने नीचे की मिट्टी को ठंडा रखता है, ताकि whenever there is cold air coming inside his mound, it will meet the water, the moisture at the bottom level, the soil will get wet, it will keep his house cooler for the longer period of time, and all the and periodically when the air will get hot, it will escape. You all know the concept, the hot air blows away and the cold air gets settled down, right? सोचो आप, दीमक को इतनी अकल है. सो इस चीज से we human took the inspiration, and this what a beautiful building has been created. Now 1/3 of the total consumption of electricity has been reduced. जहाँ पे एक commercial office को जितना electricity लगता है उसका 80% they have saved, right? और cooling में 80% they have achieved कि जितना उसको sustainable बना सके. Even this is LEED Platinum certified. Now divided this into evolution in architecture, and now I'll talk about evolution in construction. Right? Evolution in construction means the evolution of mortar and cement. What is the main constituent of construction? It is cement, right? How this cement has evolved over a period of time. सबसे पहले हम यूज करते थे चूना और गुड़, लाइम एंड जैगरी का मोर्टार यूज करते थे. This has evolved to OPC. Now the new concept of cement has come, which is PPC, which has 11% of fly ash content, which means कि ये जो इतना wastage जो निकल रहा है, considering thermal power stations, considering fossil fuel generated electricity, उसके अंदर जो ash निकल रहा है, we are using that into construction, right? So 11% of fly ash content goes into cement, which means we are extracting 11% of less natural resources for cement OPC. Now why I have put in this, because whenever even anyone from panel, anyone from the audience might be planning to construct their home, we go to the ठेकेदार and उसको बोल देते हैं कि आप सीमेंट ले आइए and you do it, correct? That is how we do. We don't want to get in detail. So now we can ask कि नहीं, हमें PPC सीमेंट ही चाहिए. Now we are aware, राइट कि नहीं, हमें पीपीसी सीमेंट चाहिए, आई नो बॉस की इसमें 11% फ्लाई ऐश है which will help me reduce the the carbon footprint, right? So this is how the evolution of construction has been done, right? Next slide is AAC block versus a red brick block. Now many people they don't know what it is, right? उसका एडवांटेज क्या है, मेरे बाजू वाला घर बना रहा है, उसने रेड ब्रिक यूज किया, इवन आई विल यूज दैट, ये हो रहा है, वी आर ब्लाइंडली फॉलोइंग द पाथ, वी नेवर ये बहुत पुराना कॉन्सेप्ट है बेसिकली एएसी ब्लॉक्स एंड रेड ब्रिक्स का, बट हमने कभी इतना सोचा ही नहीं. सो आई जस्ट पुट अप दी टेबल जहां पे मैंने थोड़ा एक्सप्लेन करने की कोशिश की है कि व्हाई एएसी ब्लॉक इज बेटर देन द रेड ब्रिक्स. कॉम्प्रेसिव स्ट्रेंथ इज गुड, राइट, 3 न्यूटन पर mm स्क्वायर वर्सेस रेड ब्रिक्स. वेट डेंसिटी इज 2.5 टाइम्स लाइटर देन ब्रिक, विच मींस कि आपका लेबर कम लगेगा, ट्रांसपोर्टेशन में ज्यादा माल आ सकता है, आपका प्रोजेक्ट फटाफट कंप्लीट हो सकता है, विच विल हेल्प इन कंप्लीटिंग द डेडलाइन. यस, एंड वाटर एब्जॉर्प्शन, अगेन इट इज हाई रेजिस्टेंट टू वाटर पेनिट्रेशन व्हेन यूज्ड फॉर एक्सटर्नल brickwork. So these are all the advantage of this AAC block. So next time whenever you'll be going to buy these materials, kindly keep this in mind. This will help at the very minor level. This will help in disseminating this information at the very minor level, and we can see the result not now. ये सारी चीजें आपको 10 to 20 years के बाद आपको result देंगे, and then you'll be happy with this results. Okay, rainwater harvesting. Whenever we are talking about sustainable development, rainwater harvesting is must to talk about. So here what I just want to mention is everyone knows about rainwater harvesting. हमने 8th 9th 10th में भी ये चीजें पढ़ी हुई है, right? So but just one thing which differentiate from 8th 9th 10th का knowledge and what I have understood, what I have gained as a knowledge in my past working experience, कि दो टाइप की rainwater harvesting होती है. एक होता है आपका जो आप जो रेन से कलेक्ट करके जिसको हम मीठा पानी बोलते हैं उसको रिचार्ज करें, एंड सेकेंड इज सरफेस वाटर रिचार्ज. नाउ व्हाट इज सरफेस वाटर रिचार्ज? जो सरफेस का रन ऑफ होता है उसके अंदर जैसे कि ग्रीस है, ऑयल है, वेस्ट है, वो हम बोरवेल में नहीं डाल सकते, दैट वी हैव टू पुट इट इन दी सरफेस. सो ये दो टाइप के वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग होते हैं. यू कैन रीड अबाउट दिस एट द लेटर स्टेज. नाउ आई थिंक आई एम रनिंग आउट ऑफ टाइम, जस्ट टेक every slide quickly. Solar energy infrastructure, again when we talk about sustainable development, there is solar energy, the infrastructure. Now this was the project which I was earlier talking about, the 250 bed hospital project. This we have made जहाँ पे हमने solar का use तो किया as a infrastructure, but we also used it as a parking, जहाँ पे हम shadow provide कर पाए, which means कि जो गाड़ी आपकी धूप में खड़ी है, if it is less heated, the AC consumption will reduce, which will help in carbon footprint again, right? This was the step towards the solar energy infrastructure. Sewage treatment plant. Now the evolution of sewage treatment plant happened with the, पहले तो soil pit होता था, right? उससे क्या हो रहा था कि ग्राउंड वाटर पोल्यूट हो रहा था. नाउ रूरल वर्सेस अर्बन में क्या प्रॉब्लम है कि आज भी रूरल एरिया में जो आरसीसी पिट बन रहे हैं, जो सीवरेज के सेक्शन टैंक बन रहे हैं, उसमें आरसीसी पिट बना के उसमें आप पूरा सॉइल कलेक्ट कीजिए, उसको ग्राउंड में मत जाने दीजिए. there is a vehicle, special vehicle going around the rural area जो जाके वो पूरा सक कर लेता है सारा कुछ, and they go and put it in the common STP in the public sewage treatment plant, right? But at the society level, yes, we can still do this. This is doable. आप 60 KLD का STP बना लीजिए, you make 100 KLD का STP which will suffice for 109 110 tenements in a building. और अगर इतना सब नहीं करना है तो एक ready-made septic tank is also there which will help, right? So this is all about this. Conclusion, yes, I just want everyone, if they want, they can take the screenshot of this. What is the material used versus what should be the alternative? Now सीमेंट में as I mentioned OPC के जगह आप alternative PPC यूज करिए. वॉल्स में रेड ब्रिक्स के जगह यू यूज AAC ब्लॉक्स और सॉलिड ब्लॉक्स वेयर द स्ट्रेंथ इज रिक्वायर्ड. पेंट में whichever paint you are using, switch it to health shield which should be antifungal, antibacterial, but very important, look for the VOC, which is volatile organic compound, which is, we don't know the use of this, but let me tell you, VOC is very dangerous. Now volatile organic compound is something जो हमारा नाइट्रोस ऑक्साइड होता है, जो कार का एग्जॉस्ट और उन सब से निकलता है. व्हेन इट कम्स एंड मिक्स विद द VOC, this makes ground level ozone. We all know the ozone layer in the stratosphere, but the ground level ozone is very dangerous to the human. Now conventional ply में any plywood which you are using, you can go and switch to HDF, high moisture resistant ply, but this has a very limited use, of course. Reclaim wood का concept एक है. Then highly sustainable में again any material which we use, if we replace it with the glass is endlessly sustainable recyclable product. You can recycle it n number of times. people don't know about this, but this is true. You can use glass, you can put it for recycle, you can again buy glass and make it use of this. So here these are the some sustainable development goals. Anybody who is developing the business, anybody who is thinking कि आपको sustainable way में जाना है, you want to make the building sustainable, these are the points which you should keep in mind. This will help you, getting the right direction. I will not go in detail. Thought of the day, again, this is what I wanted to, let everyone know. The whole concept of green building is to reduce the demand, which enables you to use fewer resources to satisfy the demand. This was said by the Mark Nusolo. He's a big businessman. Now एक इसमें एक छोटा सा एक किस्सा है जो मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूँ. You'll be even surprised to know. I don't know आपको पता होगा कि नहीं. पहले जब एयर कंडीशनिंग ये कॉन्सेप्ट आया था, जब एयर कंडीशंस हम यूज कर रहे थे इंटीरियर में, कंस्ट्रक्शन इन बिल्डिंग्स एंड एवरीथिंग, तो लोगों को लगा बहुत महंगा है, राइट. मतलब बहुत ज़्यादा कंजम्पशन हो रहा है. तो गवर्नमेंट ने उस पर एक रूल लाया. गवर्नमेंट ने क्या किया कि ओके, कंजम्पशन ज़्यादा हो रहा है, हम इसको लेस कंजम्पशन करेंगे. तो उन्होंने कैटेगराइज किया कि जो मशीन बन रही है उसके अंदर उन्होंने चेंजेस किए. दे मेड 1 स्टार to 5 स्टार रेटिंग. वी ऑल नो 5 स्टार रेटिंग एसीज, राइट. तो गवर्नमेंट ने क्या बोला, 1 to 3 स्टार रेटिंग के जो भी एयर कंडीशनिंग है उसको डिस्कार्ड करो. वी विल नाउ ओनली यूज 4 स्टार एंड 5 स्टार. नाउ इन 4 स्टार एंड 5 स्टार जो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल और कंजम्पशन था वो तो कम हुआ एज कम्पेयर टू 1 स्टार एसी, बट द स्केल हैज इंक्रीज्ड, राइट. जहाँ पे सिर्फ 100 लोग यूज कर रहे थे एसी, नाउ बिकॉज कंजम्पशन इज रिड्यूस्ड, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल इज रिड्यूस्ड, 1 लाख पीपल स्टार्टेड यूजिंग इट. सो वो सस्टेनेबल रहा ही नहीं, राइट. जो कंजम्पशन पहले हो रहा था उससे कई ज्यादा आज हो रहा है. सो दिस वाज द थॉट कि एक कंसेप्ट ऑफ ग्रीन बिल्डिंग की आप रिड्यूस करिए डिमांड को, ना कि रिसोर्सेज को, राइट. दैट्स इट फ्रॉम माय साइड. थैंक यू फॉर योर टाइम, थैंक यू फॉर योर पेशेंस, थैंक यू सो मच.